When my son was going to high school, he wanted to work part-time. So I got him a job, what we call casual. And he went through the hall, the hiring hall. But before he did anything, he took the oath of a Teamster. Because I told him, I said, you're in an arena now where you're equal to everyone on that dock or in the office, wherever you're working. And you have to leave your individualism behind you when you walk into that yard, that trucking company. And I think it was a learning process for him that I think he started to appreciate what we, the blue-collar workers, have to go through. So it's something that he never forgot. He went 4 years to Loyola Marymount here in Los Angeles, and from there he got a scholarship to Eastern Michigan University in Ypsilanti, Michigan. He got his master's when he was 22. He went on to Loyola Chicago and worked a year towards his doctorate. And he gave us a call one day and he said he was just tired of higher education.
I had a block, an academic block. I saw that I would have to dig in for 10 to 12 years to move to the next level of residence life or admissions, which was my true goal. I didn't see the money coming. I was in a state of flux. So I thought the best move was just to leave higher ed altogether, because you could always go back to higher ed. I knew that, and I knew the route I would have to go back to. So I came home from the Midwest to Los Angeles and basically looked for any type of work that would pay.
He took a job with a non-union company called Conway, and he knew his way around the dock as a foreman, and then he was given a job as in human resources.
I was a good manager, was a good supervisor to the men, I treated people right. But going into the office and conducting interviews and training people and getting people jobs, I thought that was a really good thing. So I was naive enough to think that it was just a job training and interviewing type of job.
One Friday I got home, and the following Saturday I was going to have an organizing meeting with Conway in Montebello, California. Well, my son came to me and told me, he said, well, I've got something to tell you. I said, well, what's that? He said, I've been asked to go and spy on your meeting.
I was specifically asked to spy and to gather numbers of Conway employees attending union meetings.
And he says, I don't think it's right. Well, at that time, I don't know whether to hit him or hug him, but I was happy that he came up and told me that. So I told him, Edward, you got to do what you got to do, and I got to do what I got to do. I said, if you think that's the right thing for you to do, and your boss is telling you to do it, go ahead and do it. It doesn't bother me. I'm going to have my meeting with or without you, whether you're there or whether you're not there. And he went. He said, I'm not real happy with this.
I felt sick. I felt a sense of betrayal, even though I hadn't done anything.
And I said, well, if you're not real happy with this, I said, I'm going to give you a tape recorder, put it in your pocket, and record whatever this guy says next to you. And then do what you got to do.
I did do a so-called drive-by, and I saw some numbers, but from that was the last time I would ever follow any direction from them, because I was able to assist the local in filing successful NLRB charges for surveillance.
Monday, without any coaching from me whatsoever, he went into his boss, gave him the report. At the end after he was done giving the report, he also told him, he says, I'm also giving you my resignation. He said, because the person that you had me spy on yesterday or Saturday, that was my father. And the company just went ballistic.
I had them on the ropes. Eventually, the Western Region director lost his job and future at Conway because of his violations of NLRB law. And I had a lot to do with that. The local had a lot to do with that.
He got into organizing, became a business agent for UPS. Was offered an opportunity to work at the Joint Council level. And he has now done what I was hoping a lot of young Teamsters will do with education. They're getting into it, and they're broadening the scope of the Teamsters nationally, and I think it's a good thing.
We have to educate more effectively with these younger workers. And now, as we realized in the Conway campaign, we need to reconnect with some of these ex-Teamsters out there who just simply have the wrong information on their pension and their eligibility to get back into the pension.
So what he has to offer, what he's brought to the Teamsters, is a good Teamster background. But more importantly, he's offering the Teamsters, or organized labor, a different slant on the growth of the Teamsters.